Well, it's that time of year once again. That time when we sit around a screen with some family and watch some terrible, terrible movies and then claim that they're good movies. You know, they're not really that good, but for Christmas, they're pretty good. But at Christmas, we're pretty limited on what we have to watch. But there is some Christmas classics in terms of Christmas genre. They're not necessarily Citizen Kane's, but they're good enough movies. They're enjoyable for the time to get you in the festive mood. One such movie, for many people, is Jingle All The Way, the Arnold Schwarzenegger classic. Now, some people don't like the movie, some people love the movie. For some people, it's a cult classic. It's Ernie at his best.
Put that cookie down, now!
A movie that teaches us all the valuable lesson that you can buy your children's love. I'm pretty sure that's what the movie was about. For those who don't know, if you haven't seen Jingle All The Way, the original one, in that film, there's basically a hit toy that summer, as there was in the 90s, especially with likes like Power Rangers and all those type of things. There was always a hit toy every Christmas, and parents had to go out and rush to stores and try to get that toy for their kid and try not to disappoint them, because every kid wanted the same toys. We didn't have the internet, you couldn't buy stuff from across the world, so they made a movie about that, about the rush to buy the hit toy that summer. And in the film, Ernie's character is trying to buy a toy for his kid to make his kid happy. It's not the greatest movie, it's not even the greatest Christmas movie, but it's enjoyable nonetheless for a Christmas movie. So Hollywood decided they weren't making Jingle All The Way 2. It wasn't good enough, it wasn't worth it, there was no money in it, so along come the WWE. The wrestling guys. Not the movie company, the wrestling company. Well, they've become a movie studio, apparently, but that's another story for another day. Something we'll definitely be delved into, probably in the new year, because there's going to be some laughs in that one. So Hollywood rejected it, but WWE picked up the rights to Jingle All The Way. Decided they were going to make this one of their first movies of their studio. I think it was one of their first movies. So you pick up a big franchise and you go, okay, there's an audience there, people love that movie, let's make a sequel. And Arnold Schwarzenegger actually has a history with the WWE. He's in the WWE Hall of Fame. He's appeared for the WWE in their product. I can't show that video because it's all copyrighted, but you can look it up online. Ernie has been in the WWE, not wrestling, just as like a guest. So they have a connection to Ernie, he's in their Hall of Fame, they have a good relationship with him, and they own the Jingle All The Way 2 franchise. Surely it's a match made in heaven. No. Instead, they went and got Larry the Cable Guy. On top of Larry the Cable Guy, they brought in an expert director, Alex Zam. Alex Zam is a very experienced director. He's made films like Beverly Hills Chihuahua 2, Inspector Gadget 2, that's not the one with Matthew Broderick in it, and The Tooth Fairy 2, which also starred Larry the Cable Guy, except in that one, he replaced The Rock instead of Ernie. So this guy knows about making sequels. Not good sequels, but he makes sequels. So the WWE have all their pieces in play now. They've got Alex Zam, the master of the crappy sequel. They got Larry the Cable Guy instead of Ernie. They got Jingle All The Way, some people's favourite Christmas movie. This is a match made in heaven. They're now going to make a movie, put some WWE superstars in there, perhaps some of the big ones. Some big actors have come through the WWE. Hulk Hogan was in everything at one stage. Andre the Giant was in The Princess Bride. The Rock is the biggest superstar in the world. He's the biggest movie star in the world, and he came through WWE. Stone Cold Steve Austin's even been in some movies. There's been a hell of a lot of big names created in WWE who've gone on to become movie stars. Surely they're going to throw some of them into it. Well, they went and took Santino Marella. In the trailer, they credit the side actor as Santino Marella, a WWE superstar. On IMDb, he's Anthony Corelli. So I assume Santino Marella is just his performer name, like the way Dwayne Johnson's name isn't actually The Rock. You know, that was a big shock. Took a long time to take that one in. So now we have all our pieces. You know that there's Alex Zam directing it, Larry the Cable Guy's in it, and whoever Santino Marella is, he's in it too. So let's get into it, what the story's all about. Now, I've already stated that the first one was set in the 90s, pretty sure it was the 90s, when chasing down the crazed toy every year. That was the big thing, that's what the movie said about. Nowadays, that doesn't really happen, because even when toys are the big craze, you just go on the internet, you order it off Amazon, they'll send you one when they have one for you. There's no big rushes at toy shops anymore. But this film kind of loosely bases on the first one, in that there's a toy that a kid wants and a dad's going to get it to buy their love. Jingle All The Way 2 is about a father who's battling a stepfather for the affection of a kid, even though in the movie the kid never shows any animosity towards either of them. Clearly likes the stepdad and adores her own father anyway. The two dads, stepdad and the father, fight for her affection and try to outdo each other. Larry the Cable Guy is chasing down this toy, and the other stepfather, who becomes the bad guy in this movie, is trying to stop him getting the toy instead of working together to make the kid happy. To even say the story is weak is generous, because the story is shit, really shit. The acting, shit. The directing, shit. The filmmaking, shit. The film, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Up there with a Sharknado 5. Have they made Sharknado 5? They should. But if this is an indication of the WWE standard for movies, I can't wait till I watch more of them. And if you've watched any WWE movies, let me know which ones I need to check out for this channel. Because in the new year, we're going to be checking out a lot of them. But this is Christmas time. It's a time for joy. It's a time for great movies. And Larry the Cable Guy, he's funny sometimes. Not a good actor. But he does a lot of sequels. The weird thing when I came to look up this movie, because I knew this movie was a thing, I just kind of didn't want to believe it was a thing. I finally got to watch it, and then I went on YouTube to find out what clips I had available for my review so I could throw in some stuff and go, look at this terrible clip, or look at this part, or check out this bit. And I found one clip that's like 30 seconds long and is very irrelevant. So Jingle All The Way 2. Should you check it out this Christmas? No. No, you shouldn't.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.